Now you're very welcome to another edition of the What Matters programme, and I'm delighted to be here with my very good friend Billy Maguire in Kappa in County Limerick, and I can only call this my second home because it's absolutely
Yes.
beautiful here with the surrounds, and it's just fantastic, the vegetation.
It is a
and
quiet place.
It's absolutely beautiful here, Billy. Absolutely. But Billy, you have really intrigued many viewers at home and abroad, particularly in America and across the country here, north and south. And there's another issue which I think people are very much unaware of. And you want to highlight today, because we're in the season of the semi-finals and the finals of the GAA.
Think the Liam McCarthy
Yes.
semi-final and final were two of the finest hurling matches we have ever
Yes.
seen.
Yes.
And I think there's an absolute scandal that they're not going to be rewarded for that. They will not get an All-Ireland medal.
Yes.
And last Sunday, you saw the Limerick team
Yes.
taking the Liam McCarthy.
Correct.
If you take the Liam McCarthy, you also have to take the medal.
Right.
Or if you take the Sam Maguire, you have to take the medal. Because that was all set up. The GAA was set up by the Irish Republican Brotherhood.
Yes.
For our independence, and all that came out of that. Everything, all the volunteers and Sinn Féin and all those came out of that to unite the country, and that was the strength they had. And it was set up. It was John Francis Maguire, the Cork Examiner, and he sent two of his. He had two very good journalists, John Wisepower and John McKay.
Yes.
And they were sent to Thurles. They knew how to set up an organisation.
Yes.
And they were the ones at the background that were advising how to set up the GAA as an organisation in Thurles. I have to say, I have to do these things now right. In 1884.
Now, that's actually when the GAA was set up.
That's when it was set up.
It was founded, yeah.
Now, I knew Marcus de Burke very well. He did a great, he was a Tipperary man, and he was also in the Attorney General's office. So he was a legal man as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Cusick, he was an IRB man.
Yes.
And he was from the Burn in Clare. And he taught in the school there as you go into Gort, and he was fronting for the IRB, and that's where all that came out of. Now he was a difficult man. I think his own worst enemy, really. He fell out with a lot of people, but that's very important. And we come then to that's very important too. You take a photograph of that,
yes,
because that's the Liam McCarthy story in London. And when Sam Maguire wasn't in London, and it's all about Southwark, because we had a house there in Forest Hill, is where we had our house. And these were all part coming and going. South London, and I knew where his grave was in East Dulwich. And there is a plaque to him inside, say, Thomas More's Hall, Lordship Lane, East Dulwich. And it was Joe McIntyre. He was over the Irish in centres and he was the one responsible for his grave. And he got papers, the two Irish papers in London.
Yes.
And look, they're the three books, and the GA would have nothing to do with the Liam McCarthy grave. But
my God, they wouldn't have anything to do with it.
And look, there you are, and there's Joe McIntyre, and I'm going to get you to talk to Joe McIntyre.
I'm just holding up a photograph here. The Southwark Irish Forum. Okay.
Yeah, they were the ones who put up the plaque that I just read out.
Yes.
To him, and they put it up inside the hall.
Very nice.
That grave was
Yep, I have it there. Very good.
Have you that one?
I have that one there.
And you have Joe there.
Yes.
But these people, now eventually the GAA put up a headstone to him. The one that was put up was look in the field. During the war there was nobody. There was no headstones. But I knew where it was because we had a house there, And anyway, they did it. It's there, and Joe McIntyre, he's the one. Their family was in the first door there, and so they're very much. So we come along. That's very important. That
Yes.
you have that.
I have that, yes.
Well, people, I'm sure you can get it up in Billy McGuire if I know what's going on.
BillyMcGuire.com, by the way, folks, is the authorised website where all of these interviews are posted as well.
Well, there
with the
you
courtesy
are.
of
That's
that great man, John Robinson.
And
Yes.
look at that. John, only for John, I don't know what I'd do. I wouldn't be able to do all this.
Marvellous man.
Yeah, he did. No,
Absolutely marvellous man.
This is the one you want.
Yes.
And this is, look, here we are. The GA Corporate Three Serpent Medal since the 4th of September 2008 to date.
Yes.
That is not an All-Ireland medal, and that will never be an All-Ireland medal. Can you
Yes.
see that, John?
Okay, now I think that we just need to have a visual of this. And this is, in your opinion,
Oh, it's not.
not the authorised proper.
That's not an All-Ireland.
Now, so if
There's the All-Ireland medal. You see
the
it?
one here, yep, and then the photograph of the changed emblem of the medal is not correct.
That's not correct.
Right.
And they did it to sell the
sporting
the
rights.
sporting rights, and they turned it into a corporation. That is not right, because the GAA do not own the GAA. It's owned by the Irish Republican Brotherhood.
Yes.
They founded it, as I've just said, for our independence. That's what it was founded for. And it's still founded. The Sam Maguire and the Lee McCarthy trophies and that medal are Irish Republican Brotherhood. And that's what they are. And even us, even to me, if you ask me to change that, I couldn't change
You
it.
can't do it.
But what I have to do, which is very sad, now you saw there on this London Hibernians, there's Sam Maguire. And
That's
the
right.
team.
Yes, yeah. I just want to get a visual of that as well.
Because I want
Because
to
a lot
show-
prior to this, a lot of people were interested in the photograph of this. So now this is Sam Maguire himself.
That's himself.
Right.
And he was captain of the London Hibernian team.
Yes.
And he played for them.
So the actual All Ireland final footballs are in memory of him.
That's it. That's
Yes.
When he died, they put that for
Yes.
him, the Sam Maguire.
Okay, that's Sam
And Muddy
Maguire.
Brecky is where he came from.
Can I just show? This is the original medal here. Then
That's
is
the
it?
original medal.
Okay, I want people to see that here. Yeah. I just get.
You see the sovereign seal.
I do.
and there,
Yes.
5 strings of the Fenian Brotherhood, because the Fenians were around, and then
Yeah.
they became the Irish Republican
Yes.
Brotherhood. And that was the original 1910 medal. Nobody can change that.
Right. Just
There's
there,
no person has the right to change that sovereign seal. And that's what's on your title deeds, your passport,
Yes.
everything you have, your title. You know, and no one can change that. And that comes down. I think we might show it now. Did you show that? You did.
I did. Yes.
Well, we
So
might-
this is actually a 1910, the original medal.
That's 1910.
Now, is this the medal or medals that should be given out
That has to be. That's the one.
to the
I
players?
have a set of those.
Yes.
And last year I offered them to the Limerick team,
Yes.
and they refused to take it. They take the corporate medal. That's
But
not an
sure, that's
All-Ireland.
not. That
I
isn't
went down
correct.
to the captain of Limerick, and I asked him to show
Yes.
me his medal. He told me, "Oh, I won the All Ireland," and I would say, "Well, then show me your medal." And if he's Declan Hannon, and he comes from Adare.
That's
If I
right.
asked Declan, can you said that it was the most wonderful game last Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you won the Liam McCarthy trophy.
Correct.
And I would say to you, all right, show me your medal.
Mhm.
That's your proof since 1910. And nobody can change that. If you take, and they took the Liam McCarthy last Sunday,
Yes.
they have to take the medal as well. So I'll give
But
you that
are you
little
saying,
clip
Billy,
there,
then?
that little piece, and I'll put it back in.
Oh,
there
yeah. But are
because
you
I've
saying then, Billy, that the players do they get any medals?
I don't know what they get. From what I can gather, they just get the corporate medal.
The corporate medal, which
That's-
actually the
it's
GAA had no authority
No.
to change.
They haven't.
Right.
They have no authority to change
There's
that.
a problem then.
You have a big problem then, because as president of the Irish Republican Brotherhood and the Fenian Republican Brotherhood for America,
Yes.
I have to offer that medal to Cork,
Yes.
and Limerick loses the Liam McCarthy in default. And I mean, that is
a disgrace.
but not only that, but going back to all those are in the same situation. The only one are Tipperary. When they won it the last time, which was what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
They accepted
The original medal.
and there were 600 people at that dinner. They accepted it.
Congratulations to Tipperary.
Congratulations
Well
to
done.
Tipperary.
Yes.
And they still have it. And that's. But as for Limerick, they didn't take it last year. They're not going to take it this year for one. And I wrote to J.P. McManus, who is the sponsor.
He is, yes, a major sponsor.
And a great sponsor.
Yes.
And only for him and others.
Oh, I'll tell you. Only
people.
for that man putting his hand in his pocket, there's a lot of very important projects that wouldn't be in existence today,
wouldn't.
only for him.
But it's sad to think that you have to take the medal and the trophies go with it.
Yes.
And you can't separate one from the other. And they're IRB. And
Yes.
we can't allow that.
So what can be done now then, Billy?
You just take the medal. Sorry.
No, but if they don't, what can be done?
Well, the GAA, what can be done is that they're not the GAA, and they have no right to it'll have to be leased, the GAA, to some organisation or people. Just people, you see. We only hold these things on behalf of the sovereign people. You know, that's all we do.
Yes.
But they have to be done. You cannot, that's fraud. And you cannot have fraud in the sovereignty or our sovereign seals, John. That's not on. And you have to go back then to that. You have to go back to the Cork Examiner, which was founded in 1841 by John Francis Maguire in Cork. And that's where John Mackay and John Wise Power. You see, I have a photograph of
Yes, I saw that.
you saw that before. But it's left me in last year. We were hoping that they would take the medals and that would end that. No. They're going on with this corporation thing all the time. But the players don't. The corporation is only for money.
Yes.
And they couldn't care less about anything else. And they're not interested in the cups or anything else. The money.
But you see, I'm a layman on all of this. I love GAA, I love soccer, I love rugby, I love all the sports. But the GAA system is part and parcel of our lives and our ancestors' lives, going back to the 1800s when things were really